Alright guys, welcome back to Mikey Reacts. Now I've got this video for you today. This is an interesting one. It's a really short reaction because it's actually reacting just to one YouTube short. And obviously if you guys know me, you know that I don't like to talk too much about politics on this channel. I find that on this channel specifically, we just do entertainment. But this is entertaining, if I'm honest with you, because you and I all know what good and bad is in this world. We know what is right, what is wrong. And we know what racism is, and unfortunately, there has been a lot of rhetoric and debate over the last, I don't know, ever since really from just before COVID started, and it really picked up, especially with all these riots and protests and stuff like that. That there has been really a move towards sort of the skewing of what the term racism really means. Now, I would like to put a disclaimer out there that the definition of racism that I'm going by is treating somebody or acting differently towards somebody purely because of the color of their skin. It does not matter which race they are. That can be black, white, brown. It can be someone from Asia, someone from Polynesia. It does not matter. If you treat someone differently because of the color of their skin, no matter in which way you treat them differently, it's pure racism. That includes treating them better because of their color as opposed to somebody else who's a different color. That is in turn racism because you're giving a different, you are treating them in a different manner, and you're reacting towards them in a different manner because of the color of their skin. So that is the basis that I'm going on for this one. So this might be a somewhat divisive topic, but I found a very interesting video here on YouTube that I think really is encompassing of what is going on now in the United States and around the world. And I want you to watch it with me right this second. So let's watch this right now.
What do you think about white men?
I think it's just the term white man, just immediate turn off.
What do you think of black men?
Love.
Do you think it's racist to, by default, not like white men?
I mean, I don't think so, because I think there's a difference between like racism and that's an interesting question.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I don't dislike, but there is like nervous feeling. I don't know.
So if you met someone who said that they get nervous around black men and that they've had bad experiences with black men, would you still consider that racist?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, I see your point.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
What do you think about white?
Yeah. So I really want to talk about this. Just a little background. Yes, okay, of course, there was racism in the United States. There was slavery in the United States, in North America. In fact, of course, as you know, the first settlers to the United States were the first settlers to create settlements and build cities and towns were, of course, white Europeans. Yes, and there was enslavement. Of course there was, and there was a war fought over enslavement, partly to emancipate the slaves. So yes, to deny that there was racism in the United States is ridiculous. There was, and of course that carried on with the Jim Crow laws. However, let me be clear that racism is not unique to the United States, neither is slavery. In fact, the United States abolished slavery far before South America did. And in fact, South America, there were more slaves than there were in North America. Arabs enslaved whites. There are countless instances in Africa where enslavement was happening between tribes. And it was very common in the Persian Empire, in the Ottoman Empire, and all around the world. And that was not race specific. In fact, when I visited South Africa, a lot of the slaves that the Dutch had were brought from Polynesia and from the West Indies. So slavery is a despicable thing that has happened all over the world and is not unique to one race of people. I want to point that out. The second point that I really want to point out is that she is treating someone differently because of the color of their skin, quite simply. So she's nervous around white men. If someone would say, like the man in this video says, if someone would say the opposite about African Americans or black men in general or Asian people, it will be deemed as extremely racist. But because she's saying it about white people, supposedly it's fine. No, because the white people, the race of white people, treating them differently because of the color of their skin is horrible, is racist also, and it's become more and more prevalent now, especially in the United States, not so much globally, but especially in the US. and this is interestingly happening within the anti-racist movement, who find some kind of virtue to signal, I'm not racist because I love black people and I hate white people. That's racist, guys. Yeah, your movement is a sham. So that really extends to things like diversity quotas, who will hire people to make their job, to make the work environment more diverse. If you hire someone because of their skin color over their merit, over their ability to do that job, that is racist. Whether you're giving, even if you're giving someone who's impoverished and just happens to be African American in this scenario a job because you feel as though it's your duty to help that person out, but you're hiring that person over a very, very qualified individual who just happens to be white or Asian, you're doing them an injustice. And actually that is racism, because you're hiring on the basis of their skin color. If you do any of your hiring with and even a tiny portion of the reason you hired that person was because of the color of their skin, you're treating that person differently because of the color of their skin. And that is the literal definition of racism that I'm going off right now. Yeah, it's having a negative view and treating somebody differently purely because of the color of their skin. Sorry, not even a negative view, a different view. And treating someone differently, whatever that may be, whether that is negative or positive. And the reason I say that is because if you hire somebody because of the color of their skin and you're doing something good for them, your view is that that person can't do anything for themselves. Therefore, you're hiring them out of pity as opposed to their merit. And that's racist. That's racism in your mind. Just hire or treat people based on their personality and who they are as a person, not on the color of their skin. Who is this person to say that all white men are bad? You won't find anyone out in the street saying that all people of the African American race are bad, all people of the Asian race are bad. But for some reason, it's okay to say that about people who are white. And you're again failing to distinguish between white. Are we talking Southern European, Mediterranean? Are we talking Northern European from Norway? Are we talking British, Scottish, English or Scottish? What are we talking about here, you know? Absolutely ridiculous. So if you were to use this whole racism thing, this whole, virtue signaling quotas for workplaces and diversity within the workplace in all aspects of society, then the NBA can be seen as racist. You know, the NFL can be seen as racist. Yes, they're not racist. They're just hiring on merit. Okay, they're just hiring on merit. That's all it is, and that's what everyone's doing. No one's hiring on race. And if you are, no matter which way you're going, you're displaying racism. As this lady is here, she's just virtue signaling, but she just got caught out. And she's just realized that she is the problem. That just shows the ridiculousness of this diversity quota and this movement. And if what she was saying was reversed, then she would be berated and she would be portrayed as a racist if she was to say that about any other race other than whites. I think she may have come to the realization that she is judging people on the color of their skin, and that is the literal definition of racism. I think she was expecting this African American gentleman, and again, this gentleman, again, I guess she was expecting him to agree with her on that one and feel happy that she liked African American men and disliked white men. But that's absolutely ridiculous. To feel nervous around a certain race of people, no matter which race that is yeah, that's not good, mate. Not good at all. So I just want to leave that out there. This is not a political thing. This is a common sense video. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And I think this is a really important topic to talk about. That's why I'm bringing this up here. There is a lot of division now in the United States, and a lot of forces in the government and all around are seeking to divide us in any which way they can. Guys, just love each other no matter what. If you're a good person, no matter what you do for work, no matter where you come from, no matter the color of your skin, that is what we are all about, especially people who still have their sanity intact. If that is not the case, and you are like this woman, or like women, like people like this, who like to signal their virtue and like to say that they feel uncomfortable around white men, but they love black men, you're being disingenuous, because either you don't really believe that, okay, and you're just saying it for clout, or you do believe that and you are the official definition of a racist, and it's not acceptable no matter which race you're doing it to. Just remember that. This woman is an absolute idiot. Absolute idiot. I think she's realized that. Perhaps she should pick up a book or a dictionary and see what this is all about, and really do some reading and some deep down looking into her own soul and understanding exactly what went wrong and where. So that is my opinion, guys. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one.